What's up, guys, and welcome to Pour Over Finance. As you know, our goal here is to bring you guys as much value as we possibly can in terms of finance news, reviews, articles, anything that is pretty much encapsulating that finance world. So if you like what we're doing here, please do me huge favor. Hit the like button if you like what we're doing. Subscribe if you want to continue to know about this content that we're doing here. And if you're a subscriber and you want to be notified of when we're uploading, then go ahead and just hit that notification bell and you'll get notified when we upload. We appreciate all the support. Let's get right into these news articles. As we know, one of the big things that continuously comes up as conversation is crypto regulation in the United States. I mean, pretty much worldwide, but it seems like the United States is one of the places, and the UK seems to be where they are really focused on wanting to regulate cryptocurrencies. So today, Charles Hoskinson, he's actually the creator, I believe, of the Cardano blockchain, sat down with Congress, and I thought it would be interesting to listen to what he has to say and give our feedback, because I heard a very small amount of this, and I felt that he was so well spoken, so well delivered when it came to speaking about crypto. If more people like him are able to be involved in the entire process as Congress and the United States government decides on whether or not to list a specific cryptocurrency as a commodity or a security, and how to go about regulating these specific cryptocurrencies, I feel like people like him would definitely be an advantage to the overall cryptocurrency world if they're brought in on this. So I thought it would be good for us to just sit down and kind of listen to what he has to say and just provide some feedback as we get into his discussion with Congress today. So let's just jump right into that and hear what Hoskins has to say, because I felt that he was well presented in this. Let's just jump right back to the start here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the information. And Mr. Hoskinson, did I say that? I'm trying.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And I know we just have a few seconds left, but there's a lot of discussion about whether we should regulate certain cryptocurrency as commodities or securities. What do you think might the benefits, and maybe you could talk just a little bit about that. What are the drawbacks, things like that?
Well, with 37 seconds.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
The gentleman.
Yeah, 37 seconds is not going to be enough time for Hoskins to be able to really deliver the message he needs to deliver. And again, this is just a small part of a larger conversation. So let's jump right back.
It can take as much time as it requires.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Well,
Chair.
I
There you go.
appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, don't push it, but
It's a fine line here.
I'm at least happy that this is light-hearted conversation. It's not rigid Congress people and rigid government agencies just looking to destroy big bad crypto. This is nice. This is nice to see.
Gotta be careful. I'm Italian. So, when you look at cryptocurrencies in general, I've always viewed them like financial stem cells. They're kind of more fundamental than a particular category, like a currency or a commodity. And really, it depends on the markets they're traded on and the use and utility that they have. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what public policy considerations are you attempting to satisfy? Is it sanctions compliance? Is it consumer protection? Is it market stability? What we do as an industry is we're all about transparency. So it's kind of funny, we're talking and debating about disclosure regimes. There's no other financial asset in the world that really is as transparent as a cryptocurrency. Every transaction from the very beginning for Bitcoin, for example, from January 3rd, 2009 is known. Every single one. The holdings of the founder are known because all of these things are publicly available to everybody. So it's...
I just want to take 1 second and discuss what he just said there about the fact that everything that happens on the blockchain is available. It's public knowledge. It's not something that is hidden. It's an open ledger. Anyone with an internet connection can just get right onto the Explorer of any blockchain, be it Ethereum or Solana or Polygon, any of these blockchains, you can go onto the blockchain, you can see every transaction, everything that was sent, everything that was received, everything that is being held in a wallet. And these transactions are able to be tracked. Whereas with currency, fiat currency, our paper dollars that we use today, you cannot track that stuff. And if we're going to get into the world of the banking system, you now have to rely on the bank to provide you with the details of transactions. And some banks only have up to a certain amount of months worth of details. And if you want more, you have to go through an entire process where you request it and they send you PDFs and things of that nature. I know that only because this is something you have to go through when you're, say, for instance, purchasing a home. Whereas with the blockchain, totally available for everyone to see. It's public knowledge. Nothing's hidden. The amount of money that's sitting in there or the amount of a currency, its dollar value, again, it's transactional data. Everything is available. So that in itself makes cryptocurrency a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more attractive when it comes to tracking data. And one of the big things is people would constantly say that cryptocurrencies could be used for malicious activity. It's kind of hard to do that when every piece of information is available.
For Bitcoin, for example, from January 3rd, 2009 is known. Every single one, the holdings of the founder are known because all of these things are publicly available to everybody. So it's more about, in my view, understandability and the tooling required to make this work on a global basis. So I don't think it would be wise to say, well, is it a security or a commodity, or fall into this temptation of who's the more permissive regulator or what is the regulatory arbitrage, but rather just take a step back and say, what things do we want to guard against? And we now have 13 years of history as an industry of, I think, 6 or 7 collapses, a whole bunch of interesting new things like NFTs that have always pushed the limit, and a global marketplace with more than 100 million people floating around that we can draw from.
And there you go. Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies are, as a whole, it's not this big bad entity that the government might have originally thought that it is. As he's mentioned, there's tons of new use cases. There's a 13-year history of what's been going on in the crypto world. New technologies like NFTs are on the market. You can see what this technology is doing. You can see what it's being used for. And we're just at the forefront of this. So I'm really happy that he's presenting it in this manner, because it shows not only is there a gigantic user base, but there is also a major future on the horizon for cryptocurrencies as a whole.
And we can look on a case-by-case basis and build a framework that makes sense. What's encouraging to me as an entrepreneur, briefly, is that there's a lot of great legislation that's been proposed recently, like the DCA, the FIA. There's executive orders that have come through that are trying to force clarity amongst the executive branch. So these things together create a global dialogue, and if we're clever about it, I think we can converge to a reasonable compromise that we as an industry can live with and continue to be competitive with.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you, Mr. Chair.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely well said. I am very, very content with what Charles Hoskins had to say. Let me know what you guys think about his entire, if you choose to sit down and watch the entire conversation. I believe it was probably closer to 30 minutes long in terms of the entire conversation. This was just a small snippet. You can definitely check out CNET. I believe they have the entire video available to be viewed, but I just thought that was a nice little presentation. Round of applause to Charles Hoskins, the creator of the Cardano blockchain. I have a little money in Cardano. They need a better wallet. The Yoroi wallet is okay, but we're not here to talk about that. All in all, I'm very happy about what he had to say, and I'm really looking forward to what the United States does in terms of its regulation of cryptocurrencies. I think this space needs a lot of it needs regulation to a degree. I'm not saying heavy regulation, but some regulation with all the current scams, and we'll get into it on another video, but all of these different exchanges and lending platforms that are now locking users' funds. This is not good for the industry. So some form of regulation is required, as long as it isn't overly tight regulation that just becomes to a point where it's restrictive and preventing you from being able to navigate this world. So round of applause to Charles Hoskins. And let's jump right into our next article here, which I thought to be pretty interesting information. Coinbase is getting rid of Coinbase Pro. What I do like is that they're going to continue to use the Coinbase app, and they're going to integrate what is called advanced trading into the already available ecosystem that is on the app. Me personally, I have Coinbase Pro and I have Coinbase, and I never really understood the reason why they had a platform with lower trading fees and the ability to do analytics and be able to look at different things that are happening over the history. And, if you're a technical analysis type of individual, that type of stuff was really cool. And then lower trading fees, but I preferred the Coinbase app. It just was a lot easier in terms of just if you wanted to purchase and move on. So I'm really happy to see that they're doing this. This apparently is a part of their entire consolidation process. As we know, the cryptocurrency world is taking a huge hit right now. And I personally believe a part of their cutting, because they did recently cut, 18% of their staff. I believe some of it has to do with the loss of those employees, not as many people to spread so thin into different areas. So that is something that I look forward to. I really never saw the need for both. And, apparently everything's going to be brought together and you'd be able to do your staking, borrowing, lending. I guess the decentralized wallet, the Coinbase wallet, is going to be a part of it. Coinbase card, I have the card. So that's good information. I look forward to the future to see what they're going to do with that. Moving right along, this, in my personal opinion, is very good in terms of what Coinbase is doing, because there are other platforms like KuCoin and Crypto.com, a couple of others, FTX. All of these platforms support different blockchains, and they allow you to send and receive and things of that nature on their exchange, whereas Coinbase did not allow that. They were, for the most part, an Ethereum-based exchange. Pretty much every coin you bought and sold, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are other layer 2s, layer 1s there. So, of course, you've got Bitcoin, you've got Solana, you've got Polygon, but it was the ERC20 Polygon. It was not the actual Matic. So now, and they gave the TLDR here, which is really nice, says over the next month, eligible Coinbase customers will be able to send and receive ETH, Matic, and USDC on Polygon. So this is going to be the Matic network, as opposed to it being ERC20, and USDC on Solana. The Polygon integration marks the first time Coinbase has enabled the ability to send and receive these assets on an L2. Beautiful. I'm looking forward to that. To be able to send and receive natively on Matic without having to utilize the ERC20 version really opens up. And if you've been paying attention, Polygon is out here really doing some big things. There are a lot of applications being developed. A lot of companies are getting on this blockchain. Of course, it has much lower fees than the Ethereum network. So I'm personally looking forward to this, and nothing needs to be said for Solana. We already know what they do. I'm looking forward to the fact that I'll be able to have USDC on Solana. That is good, because especially with the Ethereum gas fees. The Ethereum gas fees is what really makes that network an undesirable blockchain to be a part of. So if you have some USDC and you need to send it to another wallet, just the fees associated with moving that stable coin around is undesirable when it comes to the Ethereum blockchain. To have this on Solana and have it be a percent of a percent of a percent of a cent to be able to send and stake and convert and swap and all of these different things that we do in the cryptocurrency world would be very nice. So I'm looking forward to this. This is huge. I'm looking forward to seeing how Coinbase integrates this, and especially me being here in New York. I don't have access to other exchanges that allow this, so this is a big win for people like myself. And last but not least, Solana Mobile. Solana is launching a mobile device, a cell phone. It's going to be called Saga. And then, of course, Solana Mobile Stack is basically, this is for developers. Everything you need to build great mobile dApps. Then it goes on to tell you about security and relationship with customers. And they even mentioned the fact that you would be able to facilitate payments right off of the device, mint NFTs. This is going to be interesting. The only thing that was disappointing about it is that in the entire release here, I saw no information that gave us specifications. And for me, that is really going to be information that is required. I need to know what type of specs we're talking about. This is beautiful. Having a phone that is basically built, and they mentioned this in this release. And if you want to check this out, you can go to Solana Mobile. You can go to Solana.com or SolanaMobile.com to check this out yourself and read the release. But what they said is that they're building this device because they would like to have Web3. They would like to have mobile built around Web3 as opposed to Web3 built around mobile, if you get what I'm saying. So basically, the first consideration here is Web3, its technologies, and then integrating it into a device that was built for that, as opposed to just say a device that was built and then they have to work around all the quirks with that device to integrate Web3 tech. This is Web3 tech first, cell phone second. So while that's nice, I'm still very much interested in knowing what they're going to do with the specifications, because let's be honest, no one wants a weak, underpowered, overly expensive, crappy camera-based mobile device that has great Web3 integration. So they have to find a way to make both worlds work, and the specs are going to be very important for anyone who cares about their mobile device. In any case, guys, that's all we've got for you today. I want to thank you guys for coming through and checking out our channel here on YouTube, Pour Over Finance. Again, if you guys like what we're doing, you appreciate what we're doing, we're not asking for anything. We don't have any gas fees, but what we are requesting is that if you like the content, please drop us a like. If you want to continue to watch what we do here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And maybe you want to know when we're uploading, so you hit that notification bell so the notification comes right to your device when we've uploaded. Want to thank you for checking out our channel. Thank you for checking out this video, and have a great evening. Peace.